Welcome to the Echo Sportscast number 47. I'm Paul McLean.
And I'm Jacob Brown.
Today we've got an interview with Thomas Farrell, athletic director and phys ed teacher at Nbisiing, and he's going to be talking about the expansion of high school sports.
We'll then shift to some North Bay Men's Baseball League action. Playoffs are in full swing.
We've got an interview with the North Bay 3's League, where we chat with Liam about everything on how their season went and talking about the Bay City Rollers tournament that's going to be happening in 2 weeks during the Bay Block Party.
And then last but not least, we have some North Bay Panthers coverage, talk about some T-Ball World Series, 11U exhibition games, and that and more.
All this after a word from our sponsor, Source for Sports.
It's almost that time of year. Early mornings at the rink, fresh notebooks and backpacks, and a community gearing up for another great season of varsity sports. At Source for Sports North Bay, we're proud to be part of it all. Whether it's finding your kid's first pair of skates, gearing up for tryouts, or outfitting your team for the season ahead, we've got you covered. Because here, we're not just a sports store, we're neighbors, coaches, teammates, and fans. And we're proud to cheer you on every shift, step, and stride of the way. Visit Source for Sports North Bay at 1321 Fisher Street and let us help you along your way.
So after giving Dave his fond farewell for all of his work, he just couldn't stay away. So now this is actually an interview from last week when I was unable to attend, but great interview here with Thomas and just some really great information about what trying to do to grow the sport and or grow sports, at the high school in Nbisiing.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's awesome. It's a great interview and it really sheds some insight on what they're trying to achieve over there and getting more kids in the sport. So it's a good one.
We have Tom Farrell from Nbisiing High School in Deschênes. Welcome to the studio.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me.
You're the athletic director and physical education teacher there?
That I am.
And I've heard that you guys are expanding that program and incorporating sports a little bit more into the high school. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah. So really, if I was to start from the beginning, up until 2 years ago, we really didn't have a presence in the NBA at all. So 2 years ago, we sort of reintegrated into the NBA, and we started off with just one sport, which was cross country. And then last year, we added golf and a little bit of track and field. And now looking forward to next year, we have 5 or 6 new sports that we're going to be doing. So it's definitely growing a lot, growing fast, but we're happy.
I was getting to know Tori Fisher. I met him this year, and he's a teacher there, and he was telling me about what's transpiring, and I was really excited to hear that.
No, definitely. And actually, I listened to your interview with Norm Doki, so you actually spent quite a bit of time, at the camp with them. So that's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was great, and to hear and learn his story and how that's built him up into a great teacher and a leader of these type of things, because he believes in sport as a part of your education journey.
Definitely. And when we look at like holistic wellness and stuff like that, which we're pretty big on, I think it's important to have kind of all aspects of your life in check, right? So it's the cultural piece, the education piece, and then the athletics, the sports, getting your body moving.
Well, that's great to hear that you guys are working on this and expanding it. And I was covering a lot of high school sports over the years, and it was the one thing that and my son, of course, I don't know whether I explained that in one of my podcasts, but he started out at the daycare across the street there, and we were there because my wife and I worked at the Union of Ontario Indians, and it was really great for him to culturally there but we ended up moving out to East Ferris, and of course the high school choices, and there was even by grade 7, 8 there, Dylan was really into sports, right? For sure. And so we ended up, I kind of said, well, Nbisiing didn't have the sports going on at the time and didn't have that student body or those programs. So I kind of said, but I told Tori this. I wish he would have had the other aspects of the education that you provide in the Nbisiing as far as the healthy, holistic approach of living.
Definitely.
How long have you been there?
So I've been supplying here while I was in teachers college. So I've been at the school for 3 years as a teacher, and prior to that, I was actually a custodian here. So yeah, during my undergrad. So it was definitely something that I wanted and something that I was willing to work for. I knew that this was a school that I wanted to be at.
Oh, congratulations for that, because that's
Yeah, thank you.
that's a good thing. And you're a hockey player. Tell us about your hockey.
Okay, so I grew up in Sturgeon Falls. I played my minor hockey for the Sting, and actually, me and Dylan are the same age, so I remember playing against him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
when he
that's
played
right.
for East Ferris.
Yeah.
So I was there until about Bantam. I was playing Bantam rep, and then me and my mom decided that it was time to sort of test the waters in North Bay, and I ended up making the Bantam AAA team there. So that's where I played my second year, and then for the Trappers afterwards, midget AAA. Yeah, and really, when I think back at it, like that, those kind of experiences related to sports, right? And what I got out of that is something that I would have never experienced otherwise. So, the traveling with hockey, meeting new people, right? Making those connections. Um, so really, when I think about my time now in the Nbisiing, I really do feel like I sort of owe it to sport and to the youth in our community, right? To be a part of that, right? I think it's something super special.
It's a genuine inspirational thing for both you and Tori, because you talk the same way, and it's great to see that energy and what you guys are doing.
For sure.
Right. What year were you on that Warriors team for the Pee Wee Championship for the 40th anniversary?
Okay, I wasn't on that team,
No?
but I'm aware, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I think
we won a few times, but
George.
Mickey, yes,
Yeah, he was on that team, right?
for sure.
Yeah, that was extra special for Dylan to take part in that kind of thing. He liked that.
Oh, definitely. And it's actually, so I like that you mentioned Little NHL there, because so last year with Tori joining our school, so he moved over from Schollard. He came to me one day and he said, "Tom, I want us to have a hockey program, and not just a hockey program. I want it to be like top of the line, get the best people in, with the goal of eventually, maybe 5 years, having a team that competes in the NBA." Um, and really, for this hockey program, there's no barriers to entry, which is kind of crazy to say, but for students who might be missing a couple pieces of equipment, maybe they need a whole new set of whatever. Doesn't matter if you played competitively, if you played at all, right? Um, we want to get you in there with one of our goals for those new kids to play in Little NHL, right? To have that experience. I think it's something that a lot of us Indigenous hockey players, we share that's like those special moments, right, that happen at Little NHL, and being around other Indigenous people. It's a really powerful thing. So yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that's cool. Like sort of a preparation for that, because I think this year, well, didn't they change the rules where you have to be on a team of some sort?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are a team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got jerseys and everything. So
Right on.
I'll write the letter.
So what else is going on over there? Do you have what other falls? Oh, I just gave an old live trap net to Tori so that you guys can use it for golf. Right? Have
That's
you seen
awesome.
it? Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he actually told me about that today when he called me.
Yeah. No, I'm glad it's going to be getting some use.
Definitely. So really, when I think about what's going on in the school, there's so much that it actually is hard to put into words. We have a really strong team here, so that helps in some regards, but we I don't exactly remember what your question was, but there's something that I do want to share here. Last year, probably one of the biggest athletic successes that we had was we actually hosted a pre-NDA badminton tournament. So
That's right.
prior
I
to
heard of
that,
that. I heard of that. Yeah.
yeah, there had been no
Bob
NDA
Bull.
events.
Yeah, Bob Bull
Yes.
told me about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Bob Bull was awesome because he was there early and he even asked to help clean up afterwards. But it's through meeting guys like that, it really makes my job as not only a new teacher, but kind of put into the role of athletic director, like a lot easier. So if I could say one thing, it's on in terms of how the relationship's been going with the NDA, they've been very, very receptive and very encouraging for our school. So it's
Oh,
been
that's great.
awesome.
That's great because there's other smaller schools that have the same difficulty as far as capacity for numbers, basically.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Um,
How many students you got there?
so we're over 100, and I would say between 100 and 115 right now. Um, partially due to the fact that uh, so last year we had a really big grade 9 class come in. Like our attendance has been going up, and our enrollments rather have been going up a lot. So it's
Well,
cool.
these type of programs are really going to help retain students and attract them. Yeah.
100%. Even if I think back, so I went to high school in Sturgeon at Franco Cite. Um, and I tell the kids all the time, like for me, a big motivating factor to actually go to school was the extracurriculars, right? So things like badminton, soccer, right? Whatever they had going on. So we've been noticing it though, pretty much like day to day. The kids that are involved and that are all in, they also they're showing up in the classroom, and you know they're really doing well.
Definitely a motivator, and it just expands the horizons for a person. There's other programs I know you have as well there as far as cultural stuff. And do you have any other clubs? Is there a theater club there?
You know what? There is no theater club, but that is something that is in the works because we do have like a nice area for it, a good stage, and it's just to find the right people and get them in that role because I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, there was a theater company in Wikwemikong when I was, and I can't remember the name of it. Started with a D, but anyways, it was very powerful because they did theatrical shows in the teepee, right?
Oh,
And it was just a great sort of somebody would. I don't want to butcher it by describing it, but basically. They go through a storytelling, right? And there was movement and leaping and dancing that went with it. It was exceptional, right? It made for good photos, anyways.
definitely.
But those things really do help students just sort of broaden their horizons, and that's good.
If I was to think about other programs that we have right now, though, very popular one for us is our esports team.
Oh yeah,
So that's
I heard of that.
yeah.
I didn't pay any attention to it this year because there was other sports going on. But I could imagine them being of a good interest for certain students that want to do that.
Definitely,
kind of thing.
definitely. And I think even just on the social side of things and seeing some kids come out of their shell and you should see them play. I'm not even close.
Yeah. Well, I stopped. I never did play a video game. I never really got into it. I kind of skipped that. Well, I'm an older guy, and the video games that I saw my buddies playing were very rudimentary, and I couldn't understand why they'd want to do that. but the stuff that they have going on now, I probably would have become interested. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's surprisingly competitive, right? Because they meet up with different schools, like in Canada and the U.S. And no, it's nice to see for sure. And really, that's what it's all about: is just opening up those avenues. So if somebody has a skill, right, you have a platform to demonstrate that. So
And you can do all the teaching and learning around that. Like it's in addition to it. So that's cool. What else would you like to talk about or let people know about the school? Because I'm pretty excited about it. When Tori was telling me I should have explained, I did some documentary stuff during the outdoor education program for Nbisiing with Norm Dokis out on the French River. And it was... well, if you see the video of me talking about it, it really was important to me to get involved with that. It opened up my eyes again to another positive force of good with students and athletes and outside and learning. And I was learning all kinds of stuff, and seeing the kids learn. It was very impressive.
So you touched on it well, but I will say that the program that Tori is running, his outdoor ed program, is, I would put it up there with some of the best in Canada, without a doubt. Just because not only does he have a wealth of knowledge, right? He's got the education to back it up. And he really does, he lives that life, right? So he brings the students out. And I think that might be one of the benefits of being at a private school compared to other school systems, is that he has that freedom to really develop this program, right? And do what's truly important rather than kind of just navigating red tape and, you know.
I think it has given him a new life too, right? It's just, yeah.
Definitely.
So this is good. It's funny, in the other aspects of my news and life, I bump into people that don't understand Indigenous situations and have certain opinions, and I say, you're just not meeting the Indigenous people I know. You wouldn't have that idea in your head if because guys like Tori and yourself and what's going on out there is impressive, and it strengthens your community and it strengthens ours, right? Everybody.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think representation is super important. When I think back to my own kind of educational journey, it took me up until like going to Nipissing University and being in the Native Studies program before I ever had like an Indigenous teacher. So, representation and being there, right? I think it's a super important thing, and the kids pick up on it. Like for Tori, he enjoys teaching outdoor ed and he enjoys being out in the bush, right? I enjoy being in the gym, bringing the kids golfing, doing stuff like that. And I think there's a lot of power in that, right? Just seeing, hey, look at this guy, looks like he's having fun doing his job.
Yeah. No, role modeling, and that's just living your life and making people understand that you're enjoying it and that you're growing. And yeah, it's just a genuine way to be. And I have my hats off to you guys. And good to see.
We appreciate that a lot. And we also appreciate getting some of this publicity, right? So another part of this was when we did rejoin the NDA, right? And we started meeting kids from other schools and stuff like that. A lot of people don't even know that we're here, right? And that's changing. But yeah, so it's awesome.
Well, it's well deserved, and it's about time. Yeah, cool. So I'm hoping your teams find success and enjoy learning if they don't, and because you like the guy we were interviewing just prior to this with the North Bay Bulldogs, he says you either win or you learn, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I'm actually not going to be a regular with the Sportscast anymore after this, and I'm really happy to do this as one of my final interviews as a regular host. And they're going to reshape it, but they're going to be wanting contributions from schools that where your own students report on your activities, right? So all they need is even like a 30-second cell phone interview of a captain of a team and talking about what they did and what their experience was. That's what this show is all about, is giving kids an idea that they're one of many and they deserve a little bit of a spotlight, and they get to sort of feel like they're being interviewed, and we're a sort of a sports show. And but there's benefit to actually sharing and showing, like you say, and getting some publicity about what you're doing, right? So hopefully all the schools sort of do that. But if you take advantage of it, you'll be a regular on the Echo Sportscast, and it'd be really cool to have it.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's definitely something we'll be doing.
And Ben here, the producer, he can hook you up with how to go about it and how to contribute stuff through the year. And it would be really cool.
Wonderful. No, I really, really appreciate this, Dave, and giving us a platform. So thank you very much.
Good talking to you again, Thomas, and good luck on your adventure there. And I'm cheering you on.
Perfect. Miigwech.
Take care.
Dear North Bay, as a single mom and full-time student, life can feel overwhelming and budgets are always tight. But one thing I never question is how deeply I care about my community. When I began volunteering at the North Bay Regional Health Centre, I saw firsthand how much the healthcare system means to people, especially when life takes an unexpected turn. It made me think, what if it was my child, my parent, or my friend that was in need of care? That's when I realized I wanted to do more, to be part of something bigger than myself. I joined the I Give Monthly Club because even a small monthly gift can have a meaningful impact, helping ensure everyone in our community has access to the care they need right here at home. If you believe in strong, local health care, I hope you'll join me. Sign up at nbrhcfoundation.ca or call 705-495-8125. It's simple and it matters. With gratitude, Kim Cosgrove.
North Bay's turning 100, and what a time to be here. From the buzz of the Heritage Parade to sunset concerts at the waterfront, the city is alive with celebration. And you know who's right in the middle of it all? Homewood Suites by Hilton North Bay. We're proud to be a part of this milestone moment. Whether you're coming home from a family reunion, planning a gathering with friends, or just simply making the most of everything the Centennial has to offer, our doors are open. Stay in a spacious suite that feels like home, with a full kitchen to cook in, room to relax, and a space to unwind after a full day of fun. Are you hosting something bigger? Our event spaces and amazing local partners like the Grand and Stock Transportation make it easy to bring people together. Best of all, they're just steps from the action. The fireworks, the food trucks, the music, the laughter, it's all right here. Celebrate 100 years of North Bay with us. Use code Centennial to save on your stay anytime this year. Be at home with Homewood Suites by Hilton North Bay. Join the party today at 495 Oak Street West or give us a call at 705-495-3000.
Okay, so recording this on Wednesday, August 6th. We have some continuation of round one of the North Bay Men's Baseball Playoffs. The 6 o'clock game is going to feature Gateway Landscaping versus the 18U Panthers. Gateway is going to try and get back up on the horse and extend that series to a game 3 after the Panthers took a bite out of them in the fashion of a 10-5 win last Wednesday. Eastside Marrows is looking to finish your dear Source for Sports team. Source for Sports unfortunately had to forfeit game 1, but they're looking ready to go here for game 2, and they'll try and force a third and deciding game as well. That would take place on the Friday. So game 2 of the Source for Sports versus Eastside's games at 8:15 on Wednesday evening here. We'll have scores, updates, and additional playoff schedule for you folks on Friday.
Excellent. Yeah, no, it's great. You guys been, playoff time. It's exciting. So
yeah,
everybody's like,
playoffs are good. Yeah, for sure.
And how's it feeling as in your role as commissioner to get to this point of the season and stuff? Is it
Yeah.
you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Is it more planning?
Yeah, well, exactly. It's kind of a little bit of both. You see the light at the end of that tunnel, and then you have zero time to breathe, and you're right into fall league. But no, it's great. Like I've said in the past, I'm happy to do it. Wouldn't change it for the world. And the captains that we have in our league, to make it really easy for the most part to reschedule games. We had that interview with Liam, and he was talking about the challenges of rain, right? And so that's something that we were hit with a lot this summer. So we've been able to kind of jig our schedule in a way that we're going to be able to finish pretty much as we planned back in April. So yeah, no, really looking forward to getting the playoffs to continue here and see who's going to be the champion.
Yeah, so we'll post schedules for games as we know what's coming up, and for people, like, now is the time to go watch. Like, it's unbelievable. We have a gem of a ballpark that's there, and now that the bugs have kind of started to subside, you get that kind of cool night, put a hoodie on and go down and watch some great baseball. It's a lot of fun.
For sure, yeah. And now's the kind of year everybody's throwing their pitchers and everybody's playing everyone in positions to succeed and get the most out of each game. So yeah, no, it's really good baseball, so I encourage you to come down and take a look.
Okay. And you mentioned our conversation with Liam, a conversation I walked into the end of. But so yeah, a great interview with Liam talking about everything that's going on with the 3's League and how they wrapped up and the success and maybe some of the challenges too of being down by the waterfront, but how much they enjoy that facility.
Yeah, and I remember talking to a friend of the show, Cooper Lamb, a few years ago when he kind of started getting into that, and it was really interesting to me because there's so much basketball going on in the city that you don't really know if you're not involved in the basketball scene. But to the credit of the 3's League, their social media presence is absolutely incredible. And the mashups and stories that they produce is awesome. And by all accounts, the basketball itself is really cool to watch as well. So
yeah, that's a really good point about not always knowing what's happening if you're not in it. Mm-hmm. One of the, something that I've kind of noticed too is just how much slow pitch goes on in town. So you drive by some ball fields at different times where running kids around and you're like, oh yeah. And you see a big group or a pack of people. So it's great to see people being active and participating in sports.
Yeah, 100%. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're here for.
So let's get to the interview with Liam and have a listen. And this is a great way to learn more about 3's League if you don't already know. And if you are a fan, then I think you're going to learn some stuff about the inner workings of it. So here's Liam.
Liam, thank you for joining us here to talk about successes of the another season, I believe the 5th season of the 3's Basketball League. Can you just start talking a little bit about the finals? I believe that kind of commenced earlier this week or last week. Just go into a little bit of detail about that. Who won? How did we get there? And all those good things.
For sure. So this was actually our first year dividing into 2 different divisions. So you got a couple matchups in the season that are a little one-sided, but once the playoffs hit, you're facing your own competition. So on the rec side, we had a really good series. The Tuesday nights took on the Guardians. Tuesday nights won the first game. Guardians looked a little out of sync, and then Guardians just pretty well took over after that. So they notched their first title in their first year. And on the elite side, the Wildcats took it home again. So they've been around for a few years. They recently added Mike Dupel, one of the, I know you guys have had him on your show. They added him probably 2 years ago, and they've literally been undefeated since. So it's a pretty cool story. But yeah, it's always interesting to see who's going to challenge the Wildcats at this point.
No, that's awesome. And obviously, 3's basketball, I've never had the privilege of getting out and watching a game, but I'd imagine there's a lot more space kind of on the court than there would be in traditional 5-on-5 basketball. So what's kind of the advantages, obviously, of having a superstar player like that can hold the ball for a long period of time?
So one of the differences between obviously 3-on-3 and 5-on-5, you mentioned the spacing. So driving to the basket's a little bit easier. Another thing is we use the FIBA regulated ball. So it's a little bit smaller, a little easier to control when you're basically going for that shot. So I'd say those are pretty much the 2 main reasons. Outdoors, it is a little interesting at times. We get rain every once in a while. It gets windy as well. So if you're a 3-point shooting team, and it's windy, that's pretty much a no-go today, and you're going to be driving a lot. But yeah, that's kind of what I'd say.
That's awesome. And I guess may as well, while you mentioned it, the rain games. I was golfing with a member of your league a couple weeks ago, Cooper Lamb, and there was quite the storm that we hit a couple Thursdays ago, and I believe you guys had to go inside to a gym. So it's always good to have that fallback that some other sports don't, that you can actually go inside and play the game as well.
Mm-hmm. The YMCA was very, we'll say, clutch that day. They were able to accommodate us, move our rental back a little bit when you get 80 people ready to go and ready to play a sport, and then you've got your phone, tornado warnings left, right, and center. It makes for an interesting dynamic for sure.
No kidding. Where are we at right now with the 3's League as far as registrations are concerned? Healthy? League's good?
Yeah. I mean, so a little backstory. My buddy and I started the 3's League back in 2021. We started off probably about 12 players, playing behind a couple schools. It was full on COVID at the time. So it was, trying to not get too close to people while still enjoying the game of basketball. I've since retired. We've had a few years of just the talent continues to grow, and my poor knee can't hold up anymore. So this past year, we actually maxed out over 100 players. So between both divisions, over 100 players, and as of last week, we had 106 games played. So it's a thing. It's a thing.
Wow. Well, no, that's incredible. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's other variations of basketball within North Bay that's carried over the summer months. How do you compete with that, or are players kind of playing in both leagues, indoor leagues and the 3's League? Is there a good relationship there with other basketball entities in the city?
Yeah, so we do have a lot of players that play in both, specifically the Can-Nip league run by Randy, forgetting his last name, by Randy. But they do go back and forth, and our schedule pretty much is, it's usually a little bit earlier than theirs. So it works out. I know once the playoffs hit, there are a few conflicting games. So I think moving forward, I'd like to, find a better schedule for that. But, overall, it's been good.
Awesome. No, that's great to hear. So aside from that, what other changes or upgrades would you like to see to the 3's League going into the 2026 season?
So I don't know if we'd have too many changes. I think this past year worked out very well. 12 teams seems to be the sweet spot where we get a ton of games in, while also, I don't have to be there until 10 at night, which is nice. It's always a bonus. But I would like to tap into the younger audience. So I know right now our youngest player is probably 16 or 17, the top tier guys from Algonquin or Ferris. But I would like to get, whether it's a youth league or we have our Bay City Ballers tournament coming up, they'll have some sort of youth involvement as well. So just kind of working them to understand how 3-on-3 is a little bit different than 5-on-5, and eventually that'll feed into our league down the road.
Oh, very cool. And to kind of just play off that question, you had mentioned you being there till 10 o'clock at night. Is that in a capacity of an official or just a league organizer? Who officiates this basketball? And can you just kind of speak to that a little bit?
I'm the league organizer. I've got myself and a couple buddies who do it all volunteer. And we go out, we set up the tables. We've got friends who do the scorekeeping, the stat keeping. So that helps the social media side of things. And we've actually got Des Collins, Rob Roy, a couple of the more well-renowned referees here in town who help us out with the refereeing side. A few years ago, there weren't any refs, and it became evident one day that refs were needed. People take it a little too far from time to time, so couldn't do it without them.
So we have with us now, just joining us a little late here to the conversation, we have Paul McLean sitting to my right. Paul, if you have anything we're chatting with Liam from the 3's League, if you have anything to ask him.
Well, no, I think it's fantastic that you guys are, making it work down at the waterfront, and loved everything you guys are doing. And I love hearing about the idea of trying to get the kids in. I am late because of the joys of running kids leagues. And so I feel your struggle and pain, but thank you for doing it.
Fashionably late.
Those kids will definitely be, I think you've got a good young group of kids into basketball. I've seen it with my son playing in some of the leagues, so I'm sure they'd love to get outside, and we just got to find a way to schedule it around their busy schedules.
busy schedules and around the rain. It seems like Thursday nights, it's National Rain Day.
Yeah, that was a tough night for us this year at the ball fields too. It seemed if ever there was going to be a problem, that tornado warning 1-2 where everybody's phones were going crazy. That was nuts. But
yeah.
But overall, the being at the waterfront, that's got to be well received. Other than maybe I guess shadfly season and the rain.
Yeah. Luckily, shadflies haven't been too much of an issue. I know early on before we'd show up with our leaf blowers, there'd be a few times it's step back for a 3-pointer and you hear all the crunching under your shoe. But since then, it's been a lot better. We do a good job of keeping them clean, and we don't want any injuries either. So you don't want the IR tag, shadfly slip or something like that. It wouldn't. It's not too heroic.
Sorry, I missed the early one, but
Okay.
I'll catch up with Jacob, and it was great talking to you, and continue the great work, and good luck on the Bay Block party, and it's going to be an amazing event downtown, and it's great that you guys are bringing that and giving people a reason to be down in the city.
Thank you. Yeah, and I can't really thank you enough either there, Paul. Those jerseys that you set us up with, they're top notch. Everybody loves them, and they just look great. Look good, play good. So.
I love it. Glad to be a part. It's helping to just kind of raise everybody's game, right? They're seeing what you guys, and it's having the effect that I was hoping, and why I wanted to be involved, because you guys have such a good social media presence and stuff. So it's great. People helping people. It's a wonderful thing.
Agreed. No, I appreciate that.
Hey, well, thanks for hopping on with us, Liam, and great work with the 3's League. And as a fellow volunteer myself, thank you for the great work that you do and giving back to the community. It's very much appreciated. So well done.
Appreciate your time today, guys.
So you just got back from a very exciting weekend at a very historic tournament, which was a great experience for your boys. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we decided to head down Highway 11 South and go take a bunch of 4 to 7-year-olds down to Ancaster for the 55th annual Ancaster T-Ball World Series. 2016 tournament, just an incredible atmosphere down there. Parents, coaches, players, tournament organizers alike, everybody was just, the vibes were so positive and competitive, extremely competitive down there. And the facilities were just astonishing. We were fortunate to play 6 games this weekend. We lost in the quarterfinals by a 2-run score. It was 30-28. Yes, we are playing baseball, not football. But yeah, we were fortunate to score 158 runs over the course of the 6 games, and some incredible progress that we made, both defensively and offensively, and the maturation that our boys showed to be able to play not only 6 games in 3 days. What I thought was more cool was the fact that we were able to do 3 games in 1 day on the Sunday. So it was amazing, and something that I'd look forward to be able to do again in the future.
Well, and as somebody that, I thought we were catching on early when, I was bringing Emond down as a, I guess, 7-year-old playing underage 9U, and what we learned at that tournament. But you guys are getting to experience it sooner, and you're coming into it with more awareness and more preparedness than we ever did. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's just so amazing, the interest at the age group, and you're definitely a huge part of that and getting those kids together to do that. So
yeah, no, I appreciate it, and all credit to our parents. And I know parents, they want to win. Right. Yep. And players want to win, but everybody's been so receptive to the approach that we're going to develop. And if we do things the right way, we're going to eventually win organically, right? And the last little bit here with our season, both in the local league that we're playing up in 9U and what we witnessed at the T-Ball World Series, was that we're starting to play really close baseball games.
Yeah.
And our kids are not throwing the ball away as much as they used to. They're thinking about getting lead runners and force plays, and it's really, really cool to see the wheels spinning in their head. And it was smoke at the beginning of the season, and now it's just the gears turning and a lot of those things going right for us. So it's been incredible. I'm very blessed to have a great coaching staff with myself, and Damon Topley has been a godsend. Adam Campbell, Adam Madaw, Mike Dowdle's been helping, as well as Jeff Wilson. So we've had a really good crew of people that just want to help and want nothing but the best for these boys. So it's been an awesome experience.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of that, we're with eyes on the future and what we're going to be doing next year. So for people that are looking to get involved or interested, by the time this airs, we'll have launched. You can go to the North Bay Baseball Association to find coaching applications for people. We are looking for Panthers coaches for next season. And our tryouts will be posted as well. We'll be doing fall tryouts now. So once the kids are back in school, we've got fields booked, and we want to have evaluate where we've got, who the numbers are, because we still don't necessarily know where everything's going to fit in, but we'll do that. And then we've got a whole year of dome training that we can do, and we know what to expect in the dome. So I think it bodes really well for where we're going with these guys.
I think so. I think the Panthers program as a whole is really catching up to our counterparts in Southern Ontario. That's what we always seem to be compared to. And it was funny, even at the 7U level, the team we played on the Friday night, they were in their 6th tournament this year.
Yeah.
As 2018 birth year. So it really puts into perspective the amount of baseball that people not only want to play, but are willing to play if given the opportunity. So we've spoken a lot about the Dome and its positive effects. So I'm just excited to get back in there as well. Not that I want this season to end, but get back in there and develop something going forward.
It just feels like the reps that the kids can get, the more they're just throwing the ball around, and it is pretty incredible to see how natural they become. And in fairness to the kids, we want kids to play multiple sports, and a lot of our kids are multi-sport athletes, but those ones that are giving that extra attention to the baseball and doing it is really incredible to watch them. And you just see, like, there's no substitute for playing catch, for throwing the ball, for being in those game situations. It really, really is great. And we want to keep developing. And so I'll throw out another plug from last weekend on, if you need raffle tickets, we've got an amazing prize pack, and the money goes to directly to the teams that sell the tickets. So if you need an 11U ticket, I'm happy to help, but it's the same draw, and it really does all go to the same spot. Jacob's got 7U tickets, so please, if you're interested, we've got an amazing Jays weekend in August 30th, so it's a Saturday afternoon game against the Brewers. 4 tickets. You're in the first row of the second deck, right behind home plate. We've got Jays jerseys and hats supplied by the store, and a $500 visa to help get you down there. I'm not sure that's going to get you a hotel. You might need a little bit more for the hotel, but it'll help you with some food anyways. And then beyond that, like, there's amazing Yeti package. We've got some gift certificates to Lot 88 and Source for Sports. I'm going to try to remember Freshco, Eastside Mario's, Sills, and I feel like I'm leaving one out here.
I think so too. You got me.
But it'll be up on the graphic, and there's a great way to support, and you got a great chance of winning some great prizes too. So
so obviously
win-win.
Raffles and things like that, they're a great way to not only raise money, but also spark additional camaraderie and a little bit of competition between teams who can do more and whatnot. So no, that's great, and thank you to all the community partners that have been able to get involved in this. It's great.
It's fantastic. This weekend, if you're looking to check out some baseball, the 11U team I was just talking about, we've got our dreaded rivals from Sault Ste. Marie making the trip, returning the favor. They're going to be in for 4, and we are really looking forward to it because they're a fantastic ball club, great coaching staff, wonderful parents. When we went to see them, they took care of us between games and fed our boys, and we'll be doing the same for them. And some really great baseball. I believe we're 1:00 and 3:30 on Saturday at Kelly, and then I'm going to guess probably 9 and 11:30 or something on Sunday, so they can get in their cars and head home. But
awesome! I'm excited for the day that people are sitting on a podcast table in Sault Ste. Marie and looking at the North Bay baseball program that we currently look at the Soo. It's the work that's being done here in North Bay is incredible, and it's definitely a process. So I'm excited to see your boys play this weekend if I have a chance to get out.
Yeah, because you will be busy this weekend. NOHA Development Camp is at the Garden, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so between 2 age groups, we have a U14 age group and a U15 age group. Between the two, we'll bring in about 180 kids to the city for the weekend. They'll be put through their paces on the ice, off the ice. They'll learn some introduction to weightlifting stuff at the U14 level. We have Caleb Maddie, who's generously given us his time, and he's just an absolute wizard with all the nutrition and things. And really, it's kind of not funny, but the last 2 years that we've been here, that was one of the highlights of the kids walking out with all that education and just the things that you don't know. So he's incredible. We have Scott Ray running practices. We have Mike McParland running practices, and we have Matt Marquardt running practices as well. At the U15 level, we have Hockey Canada master facilitators coming in, running those kids through the paces as well. And of course, the U15, that's the year for Team NOHA, the 2010 birth year. So there's a little bit more on the line coming into this camp for them, wanting to get those good preliminary looks. There's also an officiating development camp this weekend taking place in part. Big names also. Stephen Walcombe's been there a few times, many times in the past. Glenn Campbell and Grant Love from our office at the NOHA office organized that, and it's really a great weekend. We're fed by the battalion. The kids are fed like OHL athletes. Batanti does a fantastic spread over at the Gardens, and the city really just goes all out and allows us to have the building for the weekend. So really exciting. There will be games all Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning if you want to pop by after you go and watch some 11U Panthers baseball.
Yeah. And talk about like those kids, like, I mean, it's the NOHA's development camp, so you're going to have kids from Hearst and Cap and
Hearst, Cap. We have kids. Our territory goes all over to Wawa. Sault Ste. Marie. There's a lot of carpooling going on. Kind of throwing 2, 3, 4 hockey bags in the car and then coming up and whatnot. But we have people from all over the place. We have coaches, community coaches as well that stand on the bench and help not run the practices, but they'll assist the Scott Rays and Matt Marquardts of the world, and then they'll run the benches through the game. So really good event, and the kids take a lot away from it, and it's definitely one of my favorite weekends of the year.
And what's the process for identifying the kids who came? How?
So these camps are open.
Okay.
They are open. It does get a little bit more strict at the U15, the POE weekend. It's actually an OHF prerogative that they host in conjunction with the NOHA, and we piggyback our preliminary Team NOHA looks. So that one is more AAA centered. At the U14 level, there's a lot of AA, AAA players, and there'll be even some A players. But at that U15, it's more or less AAA talent. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's great because at U14, you're going to have kids this big, you're going to have kids this big. So that might be some of the motivation, or, Caleb sends them home with the mindset that they're going to go and they're going to lift weights and find a way to improve. So 100%. That's fantastic.
Well, after I was done yesterday at the store picking up all of our product, Jameson and I were sorting all the shirts and shorts and everything, and you'd pick up a youth large, and then you'd pick up a man's size large. And so you're on the right track. Or a goalie small and a goalie 4X. There's lots of different lots of different sizes going on here. So for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Well, good luck with that this weekend, and good luck to everybody that's in town. And hey, if you're in town too, stop by the store.
All right, Paul, I think that pretty much does it for another edition of the Echo Sportscast.
Thank you very much for stepping in and filling in the shoes of Dave, and look pretty comfortable in that chair.
Yeah, I mean, big shoes to fill, but I love doing it, love coming in, and the more you get to do it, the more free you feel doing it. So it's been great.
This was fantastic, and thank you for watching number 47 of the Echo Sportscast. Be sure to like and share. If you've got any sports you want us to cover or events that we should be made aware of, be sure to let us know. And for Jacob Brown, I'm Paul McLean, and we'll see you next week.